wakwata muno okanyiriza nolekota aleta Google Assistant. Hey, there's Google Assistant.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here. It's been a while. Happy to find you guys. But I always follow the proceedings via technology, which I'm going to talk about today. So thank you for keeping the spirit of the fellowship. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first time I'm appearing on camera. I'm usually the one behind the camera. So this time I'm the one in front of the camera. And I want to talk about technology because that's what I understand. My topic was a bit cryptic. I don't know how many understood it. It had very interesting ones. The first one was VUCA. VUCA. Okay? And 4IR. The new paradigm. Okay? VUCA and 4IR. So, VUCA is really an acronym. It's not something I made up. It's a military term. And it stands for four things. V stands for volatile. In chemistry, we used to have volatile components, you remember. But something volatile is really something unpredictable, which changes extremely suddenly. You could say Kampala weather this afternoon is volatile. It's been hot the last few days, and now it's raining. The people with volatile personalities, you don't know what to expect. Today he's smiling with you, tomorrow he's, you know. Yeah, so that's what the V stands for. VUCA. U stands for uncertain. Right? Uncertain means doubtful, unclear, unreliable. Okay? Complex. C stands for complex. Something complex is something that has many moving parts. You can't get a hold of the bigger picture. You're trying to understand this and then something else comes up. That's complex. Right? And then A stands for ambiguous. Ambiguous means something unclear, it has many interpretations, possibly unclear really. It can be everything. So that's what VUCA stands for. Just to repeat, V is for volatile, totally unclear, unreliable, and then uncertain for U, complex for C, and then ambiguous. I don't think I need to give you an example. VUCA. Just look at life. This can as well be a definition of life. Just think about your life and the things you've been through, even that you're going through. Yeah? So life is VUCA. So VUCA is like the reality we live in. It is everyday life. You have saved your money, I want to do this, by this age I want to do this, and then things happen unexpectedly or uncontrollably. So VUCA is something that happens. VUCA is life, if you like. Okay? So in other words, it's the reality we live in. Now, many times, of course, when VUCA happens, it means you're never prepared for it enough. So how can you, in a world of VUCA, how can you plan anything? Is it possible to plan, for example, your financial life and say, by this age I'll retire, then I'll go and live on a farm somewhere, happily ever after? You know? With things like COVID. COVID was actually an example of VUCA.
Nothing is certain.
We don't know where it came from. There are so many theories. Some Chinese ate a bat in a cave somewhere. Others think 4G technology, rather 5G. You know, we don't know where it came from. And I remember one of the fellowships we had online. Isaiah said, this thing will go back the way it came. Isaiah is the one who said that. This thing will go back because you don't know how it came. That's an example of VUCA. The VUCA is reality. In other words, VUCA shakes us out of our comfort zones. Every time we have a sense of stability and certainty, boom, something happens. Like I said, there are so many examples. COVID is the most recent one I can think about. It changed the way we do things. It changed our lifestyle, it changed our plans, it changed even how we interact. It changed how, it accelerated so many things. In the company that I used to work for, we had a 5-year strategic plan. Every year, the plan was we have about 2,000 employees. The plan was, at the end of 5 years, everyone should have a laptop. Move away from these desktops. That was a 5-year plan, meaning every year you buy maybe 300 or whatever number. And then COVID happened. Everyone had to work from home. The strategic plan was brought forward by 5 years. We bought enough laptops for everyone within 1 year. VUCA. That's VUCA.
VUCA, yeah.
So when you hear VUCA, that's what I mean. Something that comes and changes everything. All the plans, all the projections. So how then can you plan? That's the big question. How can you, if you're a CEO of a company, how can you plan? How can you have a strategic plan in light of VUCA? How can you have a 10-year plan, a 15-year plan when there's VUCA? Okay? So that's the first time I want to talk about. The second one is 4IR. 4IR means the fourth industrial revolution.
Okay.
IR is industrial revolution. Okay? Now when you talk about fourth industrial revolution, it means there's a first, a second, and a third. How did these revolutions come about? VUCA happened. To move from one revolution to another. VUCA happened in between. Either a catastrophe or a discovery or, something happened.
Good or bad?
Good or bad, which comes and changes everything. A revolution is something that gets rid of the old and brings the new.
Aggressive.
Hmm?
It brings the new.
Brings the new, like we keep, Isaiah's father calls himself a revolutionary. Or is he a revolutionary? He got rid of the old order, and the new order came. I think the Jesus we follow also did the same. He got rid of the old and then brought in the new. So what is a revolution? Very quickly. It is something where one, because I'm speaking in terms of technology now. Of course, VUCA applies to everything like I've explained, but I'm going to bias my discussion towards technology because that's what I understand. That's what I know best, okay? So a revolution is one piece of technology replacing another, totally. And then it changes the social and economic life of almost everyone in the world, okay? The first industrial revolution started when they discovered the steam engine. I think it's Tom here who understands engines better than us. They would basically heat water with coal, produces steam. That steam moves certain pistons, and then you have mechanized energy. Now that changed everything from how goods were moved before. Horses and carriages. That's how goods were moved because it was slow, it was tedious. So they were able to do a steam engine, and then a railway line was born. So in a very short time, they would move goods from one end of the country to another.
And much more goods.
Yeah, much more goods, much more easily, much faster. So the steam engine brought a revolution. Alright? So the power of water. Of course, later on it was replaced by the combustion engine. Like I said, Tom is the one who understands these things. The combustion engine is the one that uses oil. Okay? But that first one of the steam engine changed everything. Today we still have a term called horsepower. You know the horsepower? When you're measuring I think it's the strength of the engines. That is a term from the pre-first industrial revolution.
Yeah.
Horsepower. When you mention horsepower, someone is talking about horses. They're thinking in terms of horses. But now we have engines.
That are stronger than even
Stronger than the horses. Actually, there were so many skeptics at the time. They actually organized the race. They put a horse here and a steam engine on one side. Unfortunately, at the time we didn't have cameras and internet and all, so we could not see, but it actually happened. There were some skeptics at the time who said, no. Our horses are faster. So they put a horse on one side with its carriage and a steam engine on one side. And then they set off the race. Of course, guess what won? The steam engine won because the horses get tired. They cannot outrun the steam engine. So, but remember the time you had veterinary doctors who were taking care of horses. You had these guys who were making horseshoes, So basically it was a whole industry that was being replaced. Yes. So VUCA was happening. The steam engine brought VUCA. Okay?
Then.
So that was the first industrial revolution. The second one was the discovery of electricity. Now, when electricity was discovered, again, it came and changed everything. I mean, I don't even have to explain what electricity has changed. Even right here where we are. I used to work for an electricity company. Power goes off and we receive phone calls from, hey, what's happening? We need power. You know, power has become like an extension of our life. So imagine at the time what electricity did. They were able to set up factories and assembly lines and produce goods at mass scale. Okay, that was the second industrial revolution. Okay, I said a revolution is something that comes and changes the social and economic lives of a big group of people. Okay. Now the third, which started around the 50s, can you guess what that was? It was the discovery of the computer. Those were the early days of computers. By then, a computer with 16 MB of memory was as big as this building. You had to hire a truck to move it. But it was a big thing at the time. Eh? So that was the third, around the 50s. That's when the computing started, you know. Eventually the personal computer was discovered around the 70s. The computer eventually came home into people's homes. The rest is history. The computer automated everything. VUCA. Okay? So the computer brought about another VUCA. And then later on, around of course from the 70s it had been there, but around the 90s, then the internet came in. Again, part of the third industrial revolution. You know what the internet has done? Another VUCA.
That's a real VUCA.
It came and VUCAized. Yeah, I've now made it a verb. The internet has VUCAized everything we do. Earlier on we were talking about bundles and, you know, connectivity. Like, it's critical for our lives now. We think like we can't live without it. You know? So that's how much the third industrial revolution has, you know, because I think most of us have lived at least throughout it. In the 90s, we had what you call the .coms. That's when the .com thing started. Websites, and then eventually that bubble burst around 1999. Yahoo.com and all that. There was a bubble around the internet, which also burst around 1999, 2000. Okay? Now the fourth industrial revolution, which I want to talk about mainly today, again there's a debate. Some people think it's an extension of the third, because it still involves internet, computers, technology. Some people think there's no revolution really. It's just an extension. But I think I'm in the group which thinks it's a new thing. It's a new way of doing things. Now what's the fourth industrial revolution? It involves technology, but it is where the line between technology and man keeps getting thinner and thinner. Where technology can do most of the things man can do. Right? Basically just, you know, when you have a machine and you press a button, that's a machine doing. You are commanding it to do, right? But now, we have machines that can actually do some of the work we do. Some of the machines that even pretend to think. You've seen those robots where you can even have a conversation. Robots have been trained. Right? So, the fourth industrial revolution is man and machine being not like a thin line between man and machine. Becoming one almost. Okay? Computers or chips are embedded in almost everything. This revolution is already here with us. I can give you so many examples. First of all, 10, 15 years ago, who thought that you'd get a boda on your phone? Self-boda. But now you can, you know, I want to go to Nansen, self-boda, and the guy comes. Like at the time, who would have thought about it? And you actually you can even see he's arriving, he's now here, even the price is there, and all that. Who would have thought that boda would actually be revolutionized? So this, the revolution I'm talking about is not far away from us. Most of the examples I'm going to give actually here. Okay? So there's the boda industry. Food, Jumia. Before COVID especially, Jumia was struggling. You know, Jumia has been in many countries. Actually, Jumia Tanzania closed before COVID, 2009. They closed, they just couldn't get enough business. And then VUCA happens. COVID-19
Come
and everyone needs food at home and groceries and what? Boom. Okay? Jumia. So the fourth industrial revolution has given birth to, they are not necessarily new technologies. Some of them are actually old technologies, but now they have matured to a level where they become mainstream. Like they are put in everyday devices. You've heard about smartphones. Now the computing power of this phone alone is better than so many laptops even of just 10 years ago. Right? So technology has become so mainstream that we now have it in our hands. It's like an extension of our lives. So in a way, we make technology, but also technology makes us.
We can't live without it.
We can't live without it. It's like an extension of us. Now let me just go back to the verse, Genesis 1:28. Just quickly read for me. That I'm interested in the part which where God is saying, "Go and dominate." Genesis 1:28.
1:28 says. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish.
Exactly. I'm interested in that part of subduing. How does man subdue the earth? Because it says about underwater, in the skies. How does man subdue it without technology?
No.
So technology is man's way of subduing the earth. Because man is not the biggest animal, but where is he on that food chain?
At the top.
He's at the top.
He's at the top.
He's bigger. He's on top of a lion, on top of an elephant. He's not the biggest guy in the jungle.
No.
So we've been able to subdue using technology. Okay? We've been able to simplify our work because of technology. Tom here makes machines to simplify a lot of people's work. Milling machines, brick making machines, and all sorts of things. So technology is part of us. So the first message I want to pass across, at least I know people here they are liberated. Some people look at technology as as a fulfillment of a new prophecy. No, technology is here, it has been with us, and it's going to continue to be with us. Okay? So first of all, do not fear technology, it's part of us. Some people quickly run to that verse where it says when you see some of these things happening, then
Run away from towns.
Run away from towns, technology, live off the grid. No. Technology is here to help us, and it's part of us. So let me just quickly talk about some of the things happening in the fourth industrial revolution. Artificial intelligence is one of those I was talking about. In November last year, I don't know if you guys have been seeing something called ChatGPT. Chat from chatting.
Chat.
Have you heard of ChatGPT?
No, I have not.
There's a company called OpenAI for Open Artificial Intelligence, that released a tool which can do amazing stuff. Right now it's free. You can basically ask it anything and it gives.
ChatGPT,
Yeah, you've heard of it.
that. If you want to use Microsoft, how to use that.
You can tell, for example, you can tell it, give me a sermon about the Holy Spirit, and in 2 minutes it spits out a sermon. 5 pages. With verses, quotations, everything.
It's a practical Google.
In fact, some people think it's going to replace Google. Some people think it's going to VUCAize Google.
I'd forgotten it. Yeah,
never mind that Google also has its own by the AI tool that they are also bringing. So
Chat OpenAI or something.
ChatGPT. Okay, and that thing is going to revolutionize everything.
Can you even download an app?
It can do it. Now we programmers, it can write for you a program in 2 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. Say I want a program that can maybe, let me just do an example. Maybe start my phone, open the Facebook app, open the calendar, start a live. What Tom is doing here. And it gives you that script that does that. So it is VUCAizing everything. Everyone is scared. Even everyone, that bot, that ChatGPT was able to pass, many of these companies, when they're talking about software engineering, they have levels. Level 1 is like entry, 2, 3, 4 is like now you've become a full. That thing did a Google interview, level 2 and passed it. It did a Harvard law exam and passed it. ChatGPT.
What is it?
That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's basically a piece of software. Like I said, it sort of mimics the way
Yes.
you can basically interact with
Yes.
it like a human. Like I told you, what's happening is the gap between technology and man is decreasing.
Yes.
Now this is another way. Because ChatGPT even keeps track of your conversations. You can basically as you speak, it keeps track of your conversations, the kinds of words you use and what. So it responds even in the same tenses and tone and what. That fourth industrial revolution.
Exactly.
That thing is amazing.
It is.
Like, just ask. It's like a Google. Just look at it as a
It's
Google.
practical.
But practical.
Practical Google.
What are the steps for preparing beef stew? And like, you ask it anything and it can do for you. So artificial intelligence is going into everything. Now with such kind of technology, do you need accountants? Do you need software engineers?
Not so
Okay,
much.
not the type we have now.
Yes.
Which is also another lesson I want to put across. This thing is going to change for us. It's going to call for us to change. It's going to impact many industries in different ways. Some are going to be done now with total.
Exactly.
Things like data entry, data analysis. Like, it's going to do away with so many things. Everything that requires physical energy, machines are doing away with. Okay, so artificial intelligence is just one branch of this industrial revolution. And then artificial intelligence, there are so many things. There's something called machine learning. Again, they go together. You can actually train a robot. You can have a conversation with a robot. How are you feeling now? Yes.
I've seen this DSTV thing is promoting that artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
We are teaching it. Is it called still to be human?
Exactly. Now robots you saw my post, that's why I put a robot actually. Robots are now the next big thing. There are robots that can clean houses. I mean, it can go around obstacles, it knows when it reaches a carpet, it brings in the other thing for carpets, then it goes to the tiles, it takes it back, like, you can clean the house.
You need no maid to steal your husband. You need a robot.
No, seriously. Yes, in fact, most of you have phones. You know the Google Assistant.
Yes.
Those of you with Apple, you have Siri. Siri, what's the weather in Kampala today? Before you leave home. Siri, play for me my favorite song. It even knows your favorite song because it analyzes your playlist, which and you play the most things. Plays it.
Seen this comical thing about Siri. See, why am I poor? It's because you are stupid and you're not working. You're so lazy.
So, the barriers between man and machine. So Siri is like almost a personal assistant.
Yes.
It reminds you about your meetings. Siri, what's the news in Uganda? It can tell you the headlines. You don't even need a radio. You don't need to listen to the bulletin.
And for real,
yes.
I'm already asking myself how safe man is after actually this fourth industrial revolution.
Exactly.
Man must become another VUCA to this VUCA.
No, the beauty is, man is the one who makes these things. Yeah. So you still have control. These machines cannot replace you.
Unless
Because there are things robots cannot do. There are things that cannot go out of fashion. Thinking is one of them. What machines are better at is repetitive tasks, manual tasks. Because for us, we get tired at some point. Now, if you deploy robots on your assembly line for assembling cars, you just switch on a button and it can assemble for you like
thousands of cars.
So obviously, robots take away many jobs.
Yeah.
But they also create many others. Because, first of all, a robot cannot install itself.
No.
It cannot program itself. Okay? So some jobs are taken away, but others come in. So, in other words, this calls for a new way of thinking about how we do our things, how we live in this VUCA world. Because our world is VUCA. I think sin is what brought VUCA. So it calls for new ways of thinking. Another area is the Internet of Things. I don't know if you've heard about this. The Internet of Things. No, there's the Internet of people where we're interacting, but also the Internet of Things, where is now the devices that are interacting. Basically, like I said, fourth industrial revolution is about now embedding technology in all sorts of devices. Like your car, you've seen electric cars. There are smart lights. You can have smart lights which you can switch off at your home.
Smart microwaves,
smart fridge,
smart living rooms, smart houses.
Like you can have a fridge which analyzes your groceries, and when you're running out of milk, it orders for you automatically. They deliver.
Make an order to a supermarket.
The supermarket delivers without your.
Send it to Zina as
So, VUCA is a new case. So, imagine a world where all the cars in Kampala can talk to each other. They're all transmitting data. So but even before you leave home, you know this road has jam before you fall in the jam. Because all cars in that street are transmitting some information. Oh, this street is crowded. So you can see even on a Google map that avoid this street. The electric cars now. And electric car is amazing. Of course, in our economy here, you can't have it. But that car just analyzes everything about it. It can even analyze the road where it passed daily, where the depression is, where the hump is, you know.
It's not telling you.
Yeah. When you're driving, it automatically slows down because it knows your road.
For instance, you stay in the center and you can
They are self-driving cars.
Yes.
Google has tried out this thing. You wake up in the morning. You just punch on some buttons. I'm going to where you get. You sit in the back seat, pull out your laptop, and the car drives you. It can recognize obstacles, it can recognize traffic lights, because it's all like I said, Internet of Things. All these things are speaking to each other. So basically, Internet of Things is embedding chips in every device. I guess that's where the 666 Pro comes from. Every device is connected to each other. Your lights, your fridge, your TV, your kettle, everything is connected. Your house, security lights.
I saw it with a German guy that took me to
in fact.
Guy another sitting room here, dining and guitar with. Just call the dining and then it comes. The living room, you call it comes. Then you dismiss it, it goes down. Yeah. It becomes a hole. His house becomes a hole, an empty hole, room. Then when he wants all those stuff to come, he orders them to come and then they come. The bread comes.
And you just talk to them. Imagine. That's why I said that between, it's like you're talking to a person. That's why I said that the gap between machines and man.
I asked him why do you do that, and he said because I can use that phone for other things. How to make it a whole, I can charge people to come and use it as a conference phone, then I can use it as my house at the same time. So you call things.
So you can rearrange your house as you wish. Last week, Internet of Things. Last week you saw in the papers, the government is bringing new number plates.
Yes.
With embedded chips. Electronic. That's it. Basically, I don't know where you are.
And what you're doing.
Not necessarily what you're doing, but basically, you know your car is parked at Emerald. When you're driving, they can see you on the road because your car is chipped. I said, fourth industrial revolution embeds chips in all sorts of devices.
Oh.
And then they transmit data back to whatever. So you can be monitored. Tom is now on Masaka Road. Tom is.
Abamenyi b'amateeka tebalise.
It's not only for crime. The other time they brought cameras. Again, that's an extension.
Yes.
Actually, if they take those cameras further, you can sort of manage crime in this country.
You can.
In the office where I work now,
social media actually has managed that the crime somehow. Of course, in other ways it has promoted, but in some ways it has managed because you saw how the people came up from this scrutiny for.
Yeah.
Hey, come here.
Even last week, actually, police arrested some pickpockets. I don't know if you guys saw that picture. They were seeing him on camera pulling out. So they went and grabbed him. Best yet.
It's a VUCA thing.
Downtown,
Hey, mini price. They watched this guy, one person, two people said, I don't need that. So they picked him. I was saying in the office where I work, as soon as you walk in, the camera does facial recognition. Displays your name on a big screen. Jethro, Musoke, your name. So if you're on the wanted list, you're finished. Now, if they did that even on these cameras of ours, if you grab all your criminals and you do their facial profile and identify them.
They are done.
They're done. And you get their fingerprints. They're done. They're done. Because the guy is walking on the street, you'll see Tom is there. Tom is there. You can, the computer will even warn you Tom is on William Street. Go and pick him. The camera will see him. So this technology is here. When Musoke talks about it, sometimes it seems like a dream, but
Focus on
But yeah. But yeah.
you're controlling this.
Linda VUCA. Ojja kutegeera.
So,
Abaami afumbo kitono nnyo.
Tuli eno.
Naye abakyala.
so this is the fourth industrial revolution. It is here. Actually, Uganda has a fourth industrial revolution strategy.
Oh.
Yeah, as part of Vision 2030. There's even a fourth industrial revolution task force formed in 2018 in Uganda to see how government can actually take advantage of some of these technologies. You are brought IFRIS. I don't know that you're using IFRIS. IFRIS, what's it in full? Electronic something invoicing system. When you import your goods, for example, they want to know at the port of entry, Isaiah has brought a container of whatever, shoes at the port of entry. You bring them to the warehouse, you pay the tax, take them to your whatever stores. When you sell to Tom, they want to know Isaiah has sold half the container to Tom. What is Tom's TIN number? When Tom sells to Linda,
A quarter of what
a quarter, they want to know. Still, you are using the same system. So you are retracting from the port of entry until the last person you sell to. Now you go and declare lower taxes.
There are you.
In fact, there's another example. This time is from Kenya. Last year, KFC in Kenya ran out of Irish potatoes. You saw that? I think we discussed it.
No, I wasn't
In this
around.
room.
I wasn't around.
They ran out of Irish potatoes. But Irish potatoes are grown in Kenya. So Kenyans, so they would go to KFC and they don't have.
There's no.
Can give you chicken but no chips. But they had added, I think, ugali and what. So guys are like, but we have Irish potatoes in Kenya. Now what KFC does, they want to track their Irish from where it is grown, planted, how it is, if it is sprayed at all, which batch, how it is shipped to the warehouse.
Because I know that KFC's Irish potato is not every Irish potato.
No.
Yeah, so they want to track the supply chain from where it is grown, which soil type, which herbicides were used, which farmer, which middleman bought it, where did it ship it to, which branch. Now, when it's Sabbath-day, and the reason why, because the reason was if we are sued, we need to be able to know which batch of Irish did you eat.
Actually, zimu ku nsonga z'Abannakenya. Lwaki mu importinga obumondo okuva e South Africa? Nge Kenya tuli mu obumondo.
Kubanga supply chain digitized. That's the reason.
They don't want this. Is it Java rat?
So KFC is sued world. You know, in Uganda, you guys don't. You can't eat KFC, you get a stomachache, you sue them. Want $100,000. I ate your food and got sick. So they want to know which food did you eat, which batch, who grew it, which pesticides were used. So now that's an example of.
I don't know. No, you listen to believe. Wali kamera egenda kula bantu wengine mu KFC.
So, fourth industrial revolution, we now have the ability to track. It is VUCAizing supply chains. Because now you can order a phone in China before it is made. You can see the parts. You can see how it's been made. It has been shipped. Which port is it? Which ship? It has now reached the internet. Now the entire supply chain is open. I've ordered goods from wherever.
Yeah, when I imported this laptop, I bought it online. But I knew when it was in Dubai. I knew when it had gone to India. Because that's when FedEx plane went to India. Then here.
They were sending you messages.
Yes.
Yeah. There is a website where you can track. So all that is part of the fourth industrial revolution. Supply chains are being digitized. You can see where your goods are at any one time. Imagine the medicine you take here. That guy has been sick. There has 2 weeks cough. You know this cough. And we bought syrups, we tried and the guy was not getting it. Now there's a guy here in Perero Cheba. It's called Dr. Mugalu, Feed Medical Center. I'm not doing an advert for it. So until we went there on Friday, took the guy, gave us some, almost the usual syrups we use. And in a day the guy was okay. He didn't cough. So I think later we asked, you know what's happening? The guy said this guy actually flies out and buys his own stuff.
Oh.
He does not buy from here. So in other words, the stuff we buy here is fake. Now imagine you could actually order your medicine from where the factory it is made to the pharmacy where you buy it. Yes. And you're sure it is the same batch number, same everything. Now, fourth industrial revolution can give us some of that. This guy actually flies out.
Yeah, some cartridges are empty.
They are empty, there's just powder, white powder, you think you're taking syrup, you're just taking powder. So fourth industrial revolution is one of those, you know? So another example, I've talked about robotic process automation. That's why we deploy robots to do. One robot can do work of like 300,000 people.
Exactly, one robot.
One robot.
Yes, I see this agriculture thing.
Someone shared a video last week. There's a farm in China with 3 million birds.
3 million?
With 10 employees.
10?
I'll send you the video. 3 million birds, 10 employees. Robots do everything. They put the food, they clean the dung, they pick the eggs, they slaughter the chicken. Like, they do everything. Fourth industrial revolution. That's what it means. I'll share.
Remind you. Robot again kusala nkoko nfu. Omuntu ajinyigamu
We shall get to that. So that's robotic process. So robots can do a lot of work. They don't have sick leave, they don't have maternity leave, they don't have overtime, they can work.
They are in service.
You just service them and they work. You make machines.
They don't even ask for pay.
No. The initial investment is when you're buying and deploying them. As soon as you deploy them and service them, you know machines. They work. So that's what robots are. That's the danger we're in. So as we educate our children, are we educating them for the fourth industrial revolution, or we could be educating them for the previous one? Even our own work, as we do our work.
We're educating the gossip power
Nigeria now. Abana basoma gipira na bongo.
There's so much lesson in the video. Let us ask our nyinyi abazati. Bitukola kati. Mu myaka 5-10. Is there a robot which can do this?
If they are, what's your more chigera?
Because maybe it's time to reskill or change strategy. Like we said in the VUCA world, it's a bit hard, but still, you can still plan, because that doesn't stop you from planning.
Set a template which can survive in another VUCA.
In another VUCA. Because VUCA is permanent, it is here. VUCA is, I remember what VUCA is. Now let me talk about blockchain, where I think most people have a bit of understanding of this information. Blockchain is what gave birth to cryptocurrency, and therefore Bitcoin. Many people, when they hear fourth industrial revolution, they hear Bitcoin. See, Bitcoin is like Colgate. It's just an example of the currency. The technical term is cryptocurrency. Bitcoin just happens to be the most popular, the most known. So Bitcoin is just an example. Share or Colgate like it used to be. So now blockchain is like a ledger. Those of you who know finance. Yeah, it is a double interest system. Is there a deposit this one, you will do this one. If it's a bank, you know, it's like a ledger. But now just imagine a ledger, if all of us are on the same blockchain, which is visible to all of us. Okay? Basically all transactions happening, we all get to know. If Tom sells his land to you, we all have a copy of that transaction in our individual blocks. Because blockchain is towards blocks and chains. So those are blocks. Okay? So Tom sells his land, we all get a copy of that. So Tom cannot turn around tomorrow and say, Shakubuza takali.
oba Jethro jangu nawe nkuguze.
But he sells to you, then sells to you. Because we all have a copy of the
It's
same.
almost a stock exchange board.
So it's about trust. Basically, everyone has, and those transactions are digitally signed and can be changed. Even if you change them on your side, our copies will remain as they are. So that is the idea behind blockchain. So it has many applications. Land is one of them. Just imagine our land office had something like that, whereby you could see everything happening on the piece of land you're interested in, or that you have bought,
All that you want to
or
buy.
that you want to buy.
You know the owner.
You know the owner. You know where they bought it. You know how they bought it. What you may not know is maybe how much, but again, it's also possible.
But what they have done on it for the last 5 years.
Basically, it's like seeing the history of all this land in an open, where all of us can see.
Publicizing the autobiography of that land.
Actually, Sweden has done this for their land information system. Like, you see these searches we do. Oh, you're gonna call a search. Like, you can do a search openly at home, open. So to decrease the buffet. So cryptocurrencies are like an application of blockchain. Now these are really currencies, whereby if I pay you money, then again everyone gets to. You know? So basically, how the money moves. Now there you don't need a central authority to control the money, because all of us are the authorities on that chain. Right? If I have Bitcoin, you have Bitcoin, and I say, hey, send me some, maybe 100, I send you, but he knows, she knows. So it's about, you understand? So that's why cryptocurrencies became popular, because you can't even say I don't have money. And one of the things they are saying is going to do with central banks, because you don't need a regulator in that kind of
process.
Because as long as all of us on the blockchain have visibility into all the transactions that are. So send money to my wallet, you send it. It's like mobile money.
You can't hide money.
You can't hide money. You can't steal money.
You can't steal money.
Because remember, for money to be valid, it's got to look, the record has got to be the same across all our. So if yours is different, then it's not valid.
Then it is not
It's not valid. So that's what blockchain is. So cryptocurrencies are just an application trying to apply this blockchain. Now Bitcoin happened to be like one of the first and the most popular. So when you hear Bitcoin, many people associate it. Yeah. But it has an application. But when Francis was teaching about money, money has also had its own revolution. From cowrie shells to, actually from gold, I don't know, to what, to paper money. Now money is digital. It's estimated that only 30% of money is in print. Only 30%.
Today,
70% is
digital
money. Mobile money is also digital money.
Now imagine how long 30% will take.
So it's only 30% cash, which is because physical money is expensive to produce. How much does it cost to produce a $1,000?
You almost use 500.
No, it's more. Use like 3,000 shillings. Produce 1,000 notes. It costs more. Yes, because those security features and what about special paper, it's expensive. Yeah, and that's why for the lower denominations they removed papers. Because remember they are transacted the most, so they get old the most, and therefore it's expensive. So coins are better. So that denomination, those lower categories, because they are transacted the most.
For the primitive societies.
The ones who fold them, put them in over their socks, what?
And you write there, I am called Jane.
Even put your phone number. So Bitcoin, the only problem with Bitcoin is what has happened in everything digital. They always buffer in everything. It just happened that Bitcoin, buffer came into Bitcoin and started selling air. But it's actually a good technology. If you study it, yes, just study it. But if you remember also what Francis told, money is a store of value, representation of value, what else? Now the fourth thing about money is acceptability. What Bitcoin is struggling with is acceptability. Because it's about they're struggling with acceptability. Most of us are on the fence. That thing. What if? Those who are a bit daring, they buy some liters. Okay, let me keep some Bitcoins there. Just in case. Because many people are still on the fence. But that's another thing. Money is going to become more and more digital. Thankfully in Uganda we already know that. Mobile money. You know, there's no mobile money outside Africa. There's only been a success story here. Started in East Asia around 2001. Came to Kenya 2007. M-Pesa, Safaricom. Came to Uganda, I think 2009 with MTN. Actually, it's only a success in Sub-Saharan Africa because this mobile money allowed us to skip a revolution, an industrial revolution.
That was coming.
No. Because see, these guys initially had telephone wires, moving. Now, money is mobile. So all you need are masts, and then guys are on what? So mobile money sort of accelerated that. But it is so popular here. I think the last time I checked, how many mobile money accounts? 30 million? 30 million mobile money accounts. Again, mobile money has VUCAized the way you do business. Hey, you don't have trouble to the village all that time. Maybe it's just money.
It has even affected the banking.
Actually, I was thinking about it. Why do we need banks anymore?
When you have mobile money.
If you have a blockchain. actually, when you have digital money. Because a bank is just a broker. You bring your money, I bring mine. So it is like a place where we meet, those who want to borrow, those who want to keep.
So blockchain is trying to take away the middleman.
Yeah, you don't need a middleman. You don't need a central bank. Because if you have money, we all know you have money. And it's digital, no one can even steal it. We know where it is. No one can take it.
Whoever will take it will know it.
We shall know.
If he doesn't register it with us here, it is
not
money.
Yes.
Not money.
So in a way, they also bring their own imperialism on this money, but they're taking away the middleman. Because when you look at mobile money, it's also a bank. I can borrow from my MT. Last time I checked, my limit was 250. They allow me to borrow. Because I've been borrowing and returning. You know they want good borrowers. The borrow return, they keep increasing. Then when you don't pay, they threaten you, shall take your balance to zero. Shall remove your limit.
But they don't increase mine.
You don't pay.
On
time.
Borrow.
To get a commerce.
No, they don't increase. I think if you don't borrow.
VUCA.
What are you paying? You're not paying. The loan is separate from mobile money. You separate account for a loan.
So VUCA.
You need to VUCAize. So MTN allows me to borrow. Actually, Airtel has been advertising lately. Deposit money with us and earn 9%. You've been seeing those things.
Yeah.
On the Airtel, whatever. They are now promoting. So mobile money is actually a bank when you think about it. You can deposit money. Me, I like paying with Momo. If I go to a police station, they don't have Momo, I don't want. Go to the next one. Because Momo, yeah.
You know, direct transaction.
Yeah, because think about it. Imagine government said, because I think it's Estonia, there's a small country in Europe which broke away from the USSR. 99% of their transactions are digital. 99. Now, for a country like Uganda struggling with tax collection, assuming we digitize all our money,
we are good.
I'm buying from Tom.
We are good to go.
Yeah.
We are so.
Fourth industrial revolution. Now those are another discussion.
Next Sunday we have a politician addressing those problems.
Shall bring someone from URA to explain.
But for now
we are talking fourth industrial revolution.
Tom will answer that question.
So imagine
Which one?
Imagine a situation where all the money in Uganda was digital, whereby if I'm buying something from Tom, I send him mobile money and government knows. Like remember the IFRIS I told about. Tom sends money to wherever government knows. So how can he declare his tax?
No way.
Yeah. So doesn't this solve our tax collection problem?
Yes.
To an extent, of course. What I've not yet talked about.
It broadens the tax base.
Yeah.
It relieves stress on the bigger taxpayers.
Yeah, because now there are now more taxpayers.
People will be happier to pay taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
because there's a digital trace. Just like we have these physical footprints, we also have digital footprints. Whenever you transact about
and digital is good at tracing.
It is very easy because we know where Isaiah is. This is his number. So it is very easy. So the tax problem is easy to solve if Isaiah's father can embrace technology. But of course I know that there are many other reasons why these things take time. Okay. Now that brings me to another thing called big data. because there are digital footprints all over. I mean, they're keeping tabs on you, on him. There's a lot of data generated. What is Isaiah searching on Google? What is it by? Have you ever searched something on Google, then you go to another website,
They give you
and the adverts are because they're tracking you. So they generate a lot of data about you. Now that's another field of the fourth industrial revolution, big data. Now because they have a lot of information about you, they need to analyze it and do artificial intelligence on it and do things.
I don't know better to the extent.
Actually, utuuka mu supermarket nga computer ugamba genda muleni eri. Bakumanyi.
No. Have you ever called Javas? Do you ever order from Javas?
Jethro.
If you call Java Cafe, if you call them once, you place an order. Next time you call, you use the same number. Hello, Isaiah. Would you like the same order as last time? They're keeping data about you. So in that way, that's where the term big data comes from, because there are all these digital footprints you're leaving. I read something very interesting last week. One flight of a plane, as it's flying, generates about 500 GB worth of data. About fuel consumption, altitude, like that's how much data is collected from one flight, from one plane. 500 GB, one flight.
500.
As in, because they're monitoring everything, the fuel, the engines, the altitude, and all these things which are doing.
But going back to the conspiracy theories, who is interested in this data?
Capitalists.
It's the whole thing. Yes,
The capitalists.
because data is business.
Actually, data is the new oil.
It should be.
You've heard of that.
It should be, yes.
Data is the new oil. Companies that are going to sell data, or are selling data, are going to be the new. But I forgot to mention, 15 years ago, the biggest companies in the world were either oil companies, banks, what else? Maybe construction. Now look at the biggest companies in the world right now. They're digital companies. Apple is the biggest. What do they have? What physical asset do they have?
Data. So
They crossed the $2 trillion dollar mark of worth of assets. 70% of which are digital. Some of those assets include data. So the biggest companies now are data companies, digital companies. Microsoft, Facebook. So data is the new oil. As people are struggling to drill their oil and build pipelines, others are struggling to keep that data. So to answer your question very briefly, it's the capitalists.
yeah.
Because then they can use that against you. Now imagine they have everything about you and you commit a crime.
No, you can't. Because
Imagine like even in the case of Uganda, they're going to know where VUCA is at any one time.
Actually, ogenda bugenzi mu kooti, kooti ogamba fine ya $5,000,000 zivuddeko.
Yeah, so that's big data. So big data, that's why here there's a new field called data science. You've heard of data science. You've heard of data science. Now that's the new thing, data science. Because there's all this data which needs to be analyzed. Never mind that even ChatGPT can do some of that analysis and other AI tools. AI is artificial intelligence. So again, that's another thing coming up. So as you think about areas of study for your children, even for yourself, these are some of the things. Why can't you become a data scientist? It takes 6 to 12 months of full-time study to just switch a career.
To what?
6 months to 12. If you committed just 6 months, but of course it's full-time now. Since you're working, you can switch it to 12. Just switch to become a data scientist. Or even a software engineer, whatever.
Obisomera wa?
Ku internet.
Ku internet.
To the fourth industrial
VUCA.
VUCA. So I'm saying all these things because I think tomorrow we're even talking about education on our Zoom. We are trying to, as we chase all the fours and put in the paper's front page, you go to 500 first page. What are you doing? What are you doing? Buying space on TV, celebrating. You've seen those things. What are you doing? Are you the fourth industrial revolution? Those kids.
Nenga wa P7.
Never was 6. Which one of those applies to this? Any of these fields? Okay. So that is where the world actually it is where it's headed, but also where it is. Okay. Now I could go on and on. There are so many examples. 3D printing. You know you can print this thing on a printer. You actually buy a printer which prints this.
Kino kireke.
Oh, that prints
Emotoka yo.
Yeah.
Waliwo printers printing spare parts w'emotoka yo.
Yes. So printing a bumper emotoka ku print awaka. Again, that's another. I think yes, you know that. So you designing a computer, you know, print. Ne fuluma bumper ni chipa. Look at it.
Ekyo kyennyini n'okifulumya
kibampa
ate printers amayimba wali ozirabyeko.
So the 3D print, they print, you can print a chair. You can print this chair. That is fourth industrial revolution. Again,
Wanjisebo
Nabawezi. Katigulano oliwa kufa.
Nekitange yantuma kitya muwezi ng'akigenda.
Ojja kufa.
kitya muwezi.
Ojja kufa. So,
mbwe kiti kitya muwezi.
So, drones, not these ones used to take people.
Drones zenyini zetwogerawo kati.
The ones, many of you see them are doing they're now like mainstream.
Rwanda was using them to deliver
medicine. Yes.
Rwanda.
Fourth industrial revolution. Even Amazon was trying them. When you order a package, they put it on a drone, and a drone comes to your doorstep. Flies back to the warehouse. Fourth industrial. Now you don't need a delivery guy.
Our bagenda.
Drone is in traffic. To go in traffic. You can't even estimate the time to fly from the warehouse to your home. So you can't even expect it. Okay, I'll be there.
Tegera nakolako kilo za sukali.
So all these are areas and so each of those is and much more. They are robotics. I've not talked about even cloud computing. Many of you hear the cloud. What does cloud mean? It's in the cloud. What does it mean?
My phone gives me 5 GB over.
So cloud is really someone else's computer. So I have this big computer, I have extra space, I can rent it out. That's what it is. Yeah. So when you say I've stored my data in the cloud, your data is on Google's computer. That's it.
Hey.
That's what it
means. Do you have space? You don't.
Because now those days used to lose our contacts. Now you sync all your contacts with Google. They've kept you there.
Actually, Google acquired 15 GB
15 GB free. Some of us with Mululu, we pay extra. I pay some extra money because I don't have it. Because I want to store all my pictures, all my words there. So that if I lose my phone, I just get another one and pull the other data back here, and I continue with my work. So cloud computing again is another industry. There's even now cloud engineer. People who are familiar with that architecture, how does it work? That's another industry. Cloud engineering. So now all these have even some fields under. We don't have time to go through it. But I just want to give you an overview.
iTiS is VUCA to religion.
Exactly.
Because not religion business.
Kubaka ntandise okulaba ng'okutwala omwana asome.
So seriously, so kutwala omwana ebuddo osasule $5,000,000 ogule ekibuleke. Why?
International school.
Because the skills of the future. Omwana kyetaaga in the future. Tezirimu. They just need to be curious.
Okay.
They just need to be adaptable. They just need to be critical thinkers. And they fit in anywhere. Omwana oyo wanaweza emyaka ekitanga okunyiga amapesa muteeke kanyiga. Expose them to all. Chobola abaana kati basoma music n'ebiki. Expose them to anything. The other day we were in a fellowship. The guy is a drum set. You know, you saw that. Looking kind of wicked. Ngalese drums omuyai. Kana screen you. Drums zonna. Nga kuba drums ku nenge mvuga je zivuga. Nga kaina ko kai kana kawansi kajira bati. Akuka sigalawo akaddu. Ne buno ngabuli wano wewe. I know buti ni wewe. drums zino zetwasitulanga nezijuza emotoka
atenga teziweddeewo
Tuleke ya bese lirango beza shino iTiS muno nakazindalo gamu. Nisigenda kubeera nga
tugule kali
nedda goche
the third industrial
VUCA
revolution
goche
ejemizinda ya third industrial revolution kati ofuna JBL kati niwe kati abisi nizmu akakuba musiko kulinga bulyo gundi bwe guti bawano kajBL we kati kinkana ngomukono
Sajja akaisa wali kwa apartment. Yali manyi ndongo yeyitawe yebyuma. Yali atebalanga. Kumbe mbwe kutta akantu balina.
So all those So as I finish, let me just talk about some of the emerging fields I've been mentioning. I said data analysis because there's a lot of data now. So data analysts are in demand. Data scientists, as you expect. Software engineers, because those robots have to be programmed. Robot never want this program or troubleshooting. So robots can't install themselves. So some of those fields are emerging. Big data, digital transformation. Now, what are some of the declining fields? Data entry. Data. Do you know you can enter data in Excel by taking a picture? Like we even a table popular. So you could find a Excel what? Now typing each line. Maybe typing
what's so much
data entry? Because data entry will work for that. You popular winji you are not typing away. But our clerks are typing. Do you know Microsoft Word? Do you know you can dictate?
Typewriter.
Microsoft Word so good. If you want, you find every document. You can dictate to it. You've seen that.
I've seen it.
Yonge wandika kati gonoga anosoma muno bwatero kuwandika Microsoft Word so okwogera ne typing
Microsoft Word
mulimu ka button ka dictate
baketa ka dictate
onyiga utandika okwogera ne typing abuli kyoyogera kati so okwogera
subject editing
amuno osukuma ekyo sina kya fourth industrial revolution kibaddewo but again I remember I told you fourth industrial revolution is
kati Microsoft
chengambi ebyobongo tebifaawo
kati Microsoft omukola bwotyo bwomala nobiteeka mu grammar
actually ya grammar ne etereza grammar ne
tenses Microsoft
grammar because grammar ojiwa document ne etereza grammar ne biki
basura dola
ne bikolera so aba data entry ne clerks mu accounting mu because with the digital footprints
wakati ono kitawe ya mtu masenyondo
kati senyondo tata
akuba
kati abenyondo
akuba ki
banga bino tukambe administrative secretary bichivi okudictate kabawandikira maluwa boss yakaye wandika bino byo customer service I don't know if you should remember on chat oh in a bank na because we do chatting na chiro AI
kyobera nakyo
masayazi gagenze nga kikuza atsemita namba yeticket
ni namba tuzina ko okyali na kiroboti okay initially wano mutandika paka bojibuza beta kwasaganya nero kegama kangondo nekati ne robot yeso nji training okuddamu eyo so njika wabuza wati gamba bino tebyawo
gagenze sisimiye tokeni
ekirala kye ekirala umeme kumanyoko
hacho jisirika
kama mwenye basiru bajjajjo
so you can actually train this robot to answer queries. You've heard of IVR
because we are stupid, by the way. These computers have come because we are fools in the first place. Predicting how community thinks
and they program it. Actually, that's the other downside of technology. In fact, one of the emerging fields in the psychologists and psychiatry, mental health, it's going to become a big thing. People are depressed, people are connected but lonely. Kati bano bananja banyabo
basome ebyo
birungi emitwe gyano kigenda kulwala basiba ku masibu
abantu balwadde as we speak right now abantu balwadde
kati omuntu ali mu psychology ebintu bagenda kikuba
Gondi itasobola kikola ekyo.
Not to the extent.
Not the extent of okwogera n'omuntu nezije woto omunenganga eri nakyo n'okoko magezi
ugenda sigalawo.
Omuntu busigalawo. So those are some of the fields. Record keeping, stock taking, which bwogera n'ogula akantu kati supermarket era yibala yabaforcing. Bwogula supermarket nayo yibala yagala kumanya real time. Many supermarkets have connected to your ifris. Isaiah aguzeyo kachupa k'amazzi ka 10 tax 18%. Real time. Nafe by the word forcing amumeba kwa system ya tukwesanga. They wanted to know real time. Muntu agula amasanyalazi
Agagula atya.
Agula meka.
Mwakola bukozi input too.
No, we are upgrading this.
Baba gobe.
Ngena ja upgrade.
Babasumba tuliwa.
Ate abasumba.
Jembade nize.
Kuvuga.
Ebitagenda kuvaawo ebintu ebyobuntu. Ngabe byokulowooza. Critical thinking tavaawo. Ebintu okubeera creative tebivaawo. Ebintu okubeera adaptable. Obutabeera
soko simbe wakati. Bantu bameka mu nsi aba thinking critically.
Batono.
Ate kiri abali adaptable.
Anti kati.
Ate kiri ekira kubanga kitegeeza
kitugamba. Ye kingamba. Era kino tugamba abana surviving eno revolution. Bali adaptable. Abasobola okukola mu buli mbeera. Abaina skills eziri transferable from one industry to another.
Kugamba zine sala Yesu jangu ontwale nyingi nnyo kati zijja kuwera.
Nenga ate zitegere.
Usegere. Okay. Chabasumba. First of all, adopt the technology mu milimu. Kati church zizoominga, streaminga. Abantu basabira wakamwe bali.
Ate nga tuwagala mujje.
Ati walovuka je bayita covid.
Ojagamba endiga ntuweereze ekitundu kye10 endiga etere mu kyapu GPT.
Aneda crypto.
Ekibuze
naye ekitundu kye10.
So zenoza abunaniso. Ati waliyo machine zisawa. By the way, last year, tukamaliza kanonga maliza. Last year, Musoke, you know, when kids are young, so not really the second person to help. I'm dedicated to one. I'm so we got somebody. But she was really raising at Akolanga. Then we sat down with me and calculated how much does an adult need to Chibuga? 3 meals a day. Galinde bulungi gatende bikomando average how much
aliya
sente mikolo na
aliye mirundi esatu
aliye breakfast lunch supper on average how much does an adult. Okay, for us we put 10k
mwamala
10k 10k and then of course we used to pay her. And remember when she's in your house, when she's sick, she was it's almost 5 million a year. That was hey, one person. So 2 people, that's 10 million.
Linda abakozi.
My brother pays 300,000.
VUCA.
My brother has to pay 300.
300.
But for the just
ayagala omukozi.
Tuli mu fourth industrial revolution. And in wages so the 5.5. The biggest thing she was doing was washing clothes and cooking. The two had a washing machine 10 kg and million set. The two have a machine. Machine. Machine years of the
Lemon era n'omwana.
Oli omwana wali.
Omwana mulala.
Twali babiri.
Emwali mugobo nafumba.
Toka tufune babiri omu ali ku mwana.
Omunga wangoye.
Omu wangoye na kufumba. Omu ali ku welfare y'abaana because bali basatu sio ne.
Mbamanyi.
Kakati. Ono tumugoba ne tuita machine. That was November last year, October. Toma. Machine yoza bulishimbe yoza engate yoza duve yoza bichi yoza carpet buli kimwe ekyozi ate osa unit imwe yaya okoza tewe actually tewe like
ate simula amasanyalaze simala ate oli
Tolea dai wawe mundai. Ulinga akati abasanyalazi. By the way, tukagulira ku price yogulira. Bana wemwe so as I finish, okay, why not? So I just wanted to get us to think about this revolution.
You have.
Both at a personal level,
You have succeeded.
the things you do, but also the children you have. The kind of world they're going to find is so different from the one we are living in. Some of us have lived across a generation. At least we're there in the internet age, these kids are going to find fourth industrial revolution here. So how do you raise them in that? But technology is going to be central to their lives. The reason we stopped paying for subscription, Joshua likes TV. So I wanted this boy to step out of the house, do something.
Yes, and
the boy, like a human.
A creative mind.
The boy, when there's a screen, tell him, Sean, then, yes, Daddy, go and bring me a glass of water. I tell you, go to him. Daddy, you wanted? TV. Like, but that's their generation. You can't blame them. You can't blame them. Give us answer. So ngatukuza abana as we raise our kids. Ngatubalondera courses basoma. Ngawe abazadde otumanya okukola. Family community tulina mu doctor. That's what my mother told me when I was going to university. So my PCB to doctor. Because my brother, Jonah, is an engineer. My brother is an agriculturist. Then I have an accountant. Like, between I have doctor. So no, so my PCB. So, how are we raising our kids? Knowing this information. As we go and pay top dollar for those first grades in I don't know which schools. International schools and all these other places. Okay? So, let's stop.
Tuna omuntu akoze atya okuraisinga abaana nga balina obusobozi okwadaptinga
abantu first of all
kubanga obeera n'omwana and you're like twakikwatako kireke vayo bekino kati omugiro oti
creativity yo suppressing. So in others mulekayo no nesimi agikuba ekigo aige tegeza agisumulule laptop yagiyoma agisumulule omusanga agisumulule
agiyoma amazi ayiwa omukyai
agisumulule school driver tegeza kati wagambe yagitracking okuva gyagigula n'agirabe gye Dubai yatumye endala gitracking
kubanga bajja kuba bakuwa
report
omwana gyayemu obuugi empya egenze India.
So you have a business. So that is a challenge. Tom, your question is very good. It's a challenge for all of us. I don't have all the answers by that. I just thought I would throw things on the table to get us to think about them, because it's not something you answer like this. It's something that requires careful thought, learning, unlearning. Because if you talk with them in the generation, you can be an engineer, a lawyer, and these kids can be anything. The internet now, I forgot to talk about this. Even the internet has also had generations. It was version 1, version 2. Now we're in version 3, which is also part of fourth industrial revolution. Version 1 was, you go to a website, there's content that has been put for you there. Someone typed and put, so you read, nothing changes, nothing. Now version 2 was where you are the one giving the website the content. The TikToks, the Facebook. Because what does Facebook own? Nothing. There are your pictures, your
everyone left.
If everyone left, Facebook would collapse.
Can everyone leave?
I don't know. We are saying that if
hypothetically speaking. So that is version 2 of the web. So content creation has now become a thing. People are paid to it's my influencer. But imagine your child growing up to be an influencer. Now that is the reality we are in. Really?
Influencer mukuwemula.
This girl was on TikTok and now she's a TV host. She was given a TV job of TikTok.
Yeah, because maybe
the numbers that you collect will give you advantage to advertise for companies.
Exactly.
And you'll be being paid for that. And
somebody wanted to advertise. No, somebody wanted to advertise and contacted an influencer. He said, give me 500K, I put for you for 2 weeks. And put your thing. Hey. So it's a thing. It's a thing. So, and because many people are not creative, so about creative are the ones, you know, getting all those likes. No wonder people now have the audacity to compare themselves to legends because they have Facebook, YouTube views. Because Fide has this. Me, I have 500 million views. I'm bigger.
So what is Fide saying?
There's this guy of Gangnam Style. Remember Gangnam Style?
Mm-hmm.
The man has 4 billion views on YouTube. Did you know that? 4 billion. So is he the greatest artist? Of course not. Is he the biggest ever?
No. Gangnam Style.
Anyway, he's a Korean. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you've benefited. And God bless. Amen.